Besides the late great Kobe, obviously, me and Kobe never had a real relationship either until we was on the Olympic team. We had a great relationship there. Olympic team 8, Olympic team 12, but it was always competitive between us. We were always like, I was on the East Coast, he was on the West Coast, and it was like, even though we never 9 and didn't beat Orlando, and I think it was 09, didn't beat Orlando and didn't get him an opportunity to play him in the finals, but like, and until I became a Laker and then he retired, that's when our relationship became really, really good.
So this was a super short answer by LeBron, but I wanted to start off with that. LeBron says they don't really have a relationship and they don't keep in touch. He's saying it's in a good place, but they don't really have a relationship. Now that surprised me because after I saw what the
Now, for context, I did skip a little bit of where LeBron was saying him and Mike don't have much of a relationship. They don't really talk because he's still playing and, Mike's super competitive. So while he's still playing, Mike probably doesn't want to, I guess, have conversations with him. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. Of course, Kobe's no longer with us. Rest in peace. But I guess he and LeBron did start to have a, some type of relationship and interaction once he retired and LeBron came to the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's kind of the context. And now he's speaking on that.
Celebration was of the top 75 NBA. They had a hug, they had an embrace, and all that other stuff. I thought these guys talk at least. I mean, why wouldn't you want to keep in touch with MJ? I don't understand that. LeBron gives himself an excuse as still playing in the NBA, and that's not an excuse. I mean, Kobe kept in constant contact with MJ, and MJ was saying it, was talking about it during his speech, at the Lakers forum after Kobe Bryant, died, rip Kobe. But he was saying that he would constantly call him, he would constantly ask him questions, and all that other stuff. He wanted to learn from him. And I don't think LeBron wants any of that smoke from MJ because MJ was just a different animal with a different approach. LeBron is just not that kind of assassin. He's a totally different person. Now, he did mention having a good relationship with Kobe after he retired, but there's nothing preventing you, man, from having contact with someone and a close relationship, especially someone like MJ that can teach you a thing or two.
Well, to be fair, Jordan doesn't seem like the type of guy that has a lot of relationships with guys, probably that are in the current era or even beyond his era. We've heard Scottie Pippen say him and Jordan didn't, go out to dinner and stuff like that. I mean, of course they had a relationship. They were teammates, but they didn't have that, that friend kind of buddy relationship. And even I read an article where Dominique Wilkins said he rarely spoke with Michael Jordan, and those two had that iconic dunk contest. You would think they were somewhat rivals during their time in the league. Those two would have some type of back and forth, some type of relationship. But he said he's rarely even talked to Mike. So I can see Mike as that type of guy. I don't think he's an introvert but I think he's not one of those. He's not a buddy type of guy. So I'm not too surprised that him and LeBron aren't texting each other every night or calling each other every other day. He just doesn't come off as that type of guy. Even if LeBron wanted some type of relationship with Mike, I don't think Mike would really go there. I think because Kobe was such a student of Mike and wanted, to learn from Mike, I think that's how their relationship kind of grew because he was, wanting to pick Mike's brain and really, further his game, beyond what Mike was doing. And I'm sure Mike, that was flattering to have somebody that really admires you that much that they want to, have a relationship with you and to really, go back and forth with you about the game. But I couldn't see LeBron James and Michael Jordan talking too much basketball. I mean, I'm sure they've had chats. I'm sure they've had conversations, but I just don't think that they're two guys that I would see, really, just in any kind of friendly setting together. But I mean, maybe LeBron's right. Maybe Jordan will want to become buddy buddy once he retires, and tell him that he's not the GOAT. Kind of crush his bubble. But I think there's some truth to what LeBron's saying, but I don't think it's that Mike is just LeBron's still playing and Mike just doesn't want to talk to him or have any kind of conversations with them because of that. I don't think it's that deep. I mean, Mike has his career, he has his achievements, his accolades. I mean, nothing LeBron's doing is going to change anything that he's accomplished. So, I mean, I just don't see that. But we'll let LeBron live with that.
I think that if there's anything that could be pinpointed as like the reason that he and Kobe had a relationship, is all you have to do is you have to look no farther than just go back to the story of how they even connected.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Kobe asked for his phone number when he saw him out, and asked if it would be okay if he called him, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like reached out to him to ask him for tips, etc. So that was a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
That was established in like humility. And I'm not to say that LeBron's not humble enough to come to Mike and be like, "Hey, bro, can we kick it?" But maybe
Mhm.
he never approached it that way. I have no idea. I have no way to substantiate whether or not that same approach had been attempted by LeBron. You know what I mean? In saying that, but I'm just going back to the story based on what I know from Kobe, and as was told by him. You know what I mean? Or told by Jordan at his memorial service, even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he started getting text messages at all hours of the morning and night,
Mhm.
Kobe's asking about like, how did you do this? So my body weight should be shifted, like the balls of my foot or the arch. You know what I mean? How should my foot be arched? He's asking them just specific, detailed questions
Mhm.
that I feel like, to your point, indicated to Mike, man, that this dude's a maniac about the process. Like I'm a
Yeah.
maniac about the process, and so they could relate. You know what I mean, on
Yeah.
that level, and that's what gave them that brother. You know what I mean, like
Mhm.
connection. You know what I mean, like big brother, little brother connection. And so, um, aside from that, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, again, I don't know what to take from that. So I wouldn't necessarily be making up oh,
Yeah.
LeBron James and Mike are not cool because, you know what I mean? Mike just don't rock with LeBron like that. And I was like, how do you know? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
is it
I
because he's
mean,
still playing? You know what I mean? Mike's an uber competitive, because that's how LeBron made it sound like.
yeah. I
Jordan's just
mean,
like so ultra competitive that and because I'm still playing and I'm wearing his number, it's just like, that's a really interesting take. Like, I'm not here to tell you that it's true or it's not true, but Kobe was still playing when they were kicking it, and so
yeah.
that
Exactly.
for that
Exactly.
reason, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Not to say
Exactly.
that maybe LeBron based his comments in that interview on some interactions that he and Mike have had or conversations that they've had. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying. So you're playing, and so you're saying that that's the reason that he doesn't want to kick it with you. But when Kobe was playing, they kicked it. You know what I mean? Like they shared
Exactly.
it.
That.
So I'm just like, that don't add up. You know what I mean? So that's all. That's all I was saying about
Yeah. I
that.
mean,
I just think
I
that.
completely agree. I mean, it just doesn't sound right. Like Mike's 60 years old. He's a billionaire. Why is he worried about another player, that he can't play against? I mean, it's not like he can get on the court and prove anything anymore. So,
Right.
I mean, I don't think he's that petty. That I mean, he's petty now. Him and Charles Barkley kind of falling out was petty on his accord, but
Mhm.
I just don't think if they don't have an established relationship already, I don't think he's just like I don't want to have a relationship with LeBron because he's still playing. He's my equal. It's not like me and Kobe where it was big brother, little brother. He's trying to stare me eye to eye. I don't think he's.
Right.